Mm. What's up, world? Matt here. Just getting my popcorn ready. I figured I'd do it in advance because T.O.'s just going to tell me to do it later anyway, right? I mean, after all, he's probably sitting in bed tonight thinking about what a crazy season he's going to have. Cincinnati Bengals, Carson Palmer, right? Super Bowl. Yeah, it's probably not going to happen. Washington Redskins, New York Jets, Cincinnati Bengals now with T.O. won't even make it deep into the playoffs. Wow. Do we really think that this whole T.O. Ocho Cinco thing is going to work out? I mean, honestly, both of these guys are like prima donnas. You know, it's like getting Britney Spears and Miley Cyrus to play for the same team if they knew how to play football, which they don't because they're professional singers and they don't even know how to sing. Oh, I get the ball. I take that back. Ocho Cinco, he's one of my favorite players in the NFL. You know, T.O. is one of my least favorite players in the NFL. He got 2 more passes than me today. Because Ocho Cinco knows how to have a good time. And, you know, when I saw him crying about, you know, the whole Chris Henry thing, it was like a really emotional moment. It really changed my opinion of him. But, I mean, put another dog in the cage with him, and there's going to be a fight. I mean, Michael Vick's going to be like, whoa, dude, this is awesome. Now I know why I did this in the first place. T.O. and Ocho Cinco on the same team on opposite sides of the field is not going to guarantee the Cincinnati Bengals a playoff berth. It's not going to guarantee them anything. I think the X factor here is Carson Palmer. He's 30 years old now, going into his 8th season. I mean, I don't know what to expect out of him. He's had some great years, he's had some bad years, and he's had pretty much 0 good playoff games ever. Tom Brady's 8th year, he threw for, 4,800 yards and broke the touchdown record, so, I mean, anything is possible. The Cincinnati Bengals are probably going to have about the same season as last year because I think Cedric Benson, who had a stellar year last year, is going to come out much like he came out in that second half and just be pretty cool. He's not going to have as great of a year as he had last year, and it's just not going to work out. Eat all your popcorn now, because once the season starts, it's going to be wow, wow, wow. Terrell Owens is not in his prime. Terrell Owens is done. I'm surprised he didn't end up in the Jets with the other have-been players. I mean, LaDainian Tomlinson, he's done, my friend. The problem with the Jets, and I guess we can talk about the Jets next, because we might as well just get those scumbags out of the way. The Jets think that they can just assemble every has-been player in the NFL and put them on a team and expect them to do well. It's just not going to happen. Sure, I think the Jets are going to have another good year. Rex Ryan is one of the best coaches in the league right now. He just knows the correct chemical matchup, mix-up, what have you, to inspire a team. I mean, you can forget about the defense. The whole Arizona Green Bay game last year where everyone was scoring touchdowns on every play and there were bombs and there were comebacks and then the fumble and the end zone and the touchdown and the game ended and the Packers lost and everybody cried and the Arizona Cardinals went on and then they got beat next week by a better team. I mean, that's going to be what we see in the NFL this year. But not from the Jets. The Jets don't have running backs. They don't. Everyone thinks that they do. But who do they have? Sean Green? Is that his name? I don't even know if that's his name. It was second season in the NFL. He had 540 yards last year. Well, actually, that's pretty good. They're really relying on LaDainian Tomlinson coming out and having a good year for the running backs to have a good year. And it's just not going to happen. LT coming to a new team, he belongs in a San Diego Chargers uniform, and it's just not going to work. It's not going to happen. And then you look at the receiving core. What receiving core? Santonio Holmes is it, man. Who's that other guy who drops every pass? Braylon Edwards? What kind of a name is Braylon, anyway? He sucks. He's out of his prime. Mark Sanchez hasn't reached his prime yet. Matt Ryan, Joe Flacco had a pretty bad second year. Mark Sanchez had a really crappy first year. Can you imagine what his second year is going to be? I mean, I think the best second-year rookie quarterback right now is going to be Matt Stafford. That's right. I said it. Matt Stafford is going to have a better year than Mark Sanchez. Of course, no one's going to have a better year than Vince Young because that guy's going to win the MVP with his rushing yards and his passing yards. I mean, that's just me, personally. It's not going to work out. It's just not going to happen, guys. Do you think you're going to win the division this year? You ain't. The AFC East is where past greats come to die. T.O. came over here to the Bills. His career is basically kaput. 1 year, $2 million deal? Please, I wipe my ass with better deals than that. And I'm not even a football player. The same thing's gonna happen to him. Corey Dillon, he came here and he just sucked. He sucked, dude. Tom Brady was a pretty good, brought up in the system kind of guy, you know? So it worked out for him. Matt Castle is another example of that. And then he went to the Kansas City Chiefs, and now he's dead. You're never going to hear about him again. These hyped-up teams, they have a lot of pressure on them. Now, the Washington Redskins are a New York Jets type of team. Sorry, I'm choking on all the popcorn. They think that they're just going to assemble all these players and make a good team and go to the Super Bowl and win a Super Bowl just, because Donovan McNabb is their quarterback now. Well, they have a pretty good division. The New York Giants, they're lacking some pizzazz right now, but I think Eli Manning's really going to bounce back. The Cowboys, they're nasty. Des Bryant, of course, he's running his mouth, but, he's doing okay as well. Him and the whole Cowboys stardom pack there, whatever you want to call him, Tony Romo, he's bound to have a good season sooner or later, right? They have a long way to go. If Donovan McNabb is not the answer. The Eagles, I think, are going to be the weakest team in that division this year, bar none. I think that the Eagles don't stand a chance now. The Eagles had their moment. They had three of the best players in the league together at the same time without even meaning to do it. Donovan McNabb, by far one of the best quarterbacks that has ever played the game. I don't care if he has or hasn't run a ring. He's one of the best. All right, and then you got T.O., who was in his prime that first season with Philly, and then you had Westbrook, who was in his prime during those years. So you had three of the best players. You had the wide receiver, you had the quarterback, and you had the running back, and they couldn't put together a winning team. They got to the Super Bowl, they couldn't get past the New England Patriots. They couldn't do it then. So you really think that Donovan McNabb with less of a team is going to do better? Especially when he's going back and playing the Philadelphia Eagles twice a year, his old team, the team that made him. It's just not going to happen. The Jets are just going to choke because that's just who they are. They're going to choke. And who else was I talking about? The Bengals? Sorry, there's more popcorn. I'm a Patriots fan, so that means, first and foremost, I want the Patriots to win. If the Patriots can't win, their rivals need to lose. That means I hate the Steelers. I hate the Colts more than anything. I hate the Jets. I don't like the Dolphins all too much. I really would prefer it if the Cowboys didn't win. I don't like those teams. They can't all do well. They don't all do well. We saw it last year with the Pittsburgh Steelers. They couldn't defend their title. They couldn't even make it over 500. I don't know. It's going to be quite a year. Quite a year. Fantasy football is going to be crazy this year. Crazy. I really do think the Cowboys are going to have a great season. I think they're going to win that division. I think the Jets are going to stall. They're not going to be what everyone thinks they are. I think that the Bengals are going to hit some mid-season troubles. Redskins will beat more teams than they usually beat, but they're not going to be anything to write home about. Donovan McNabb's going to have a pretty rough first season, maybe get injured a little bit. Michael Vick, this, that, and the other thing. Who knows what's going to happen, huh? Anything could change. One quarterback goes down, another one gets up. Things change. People win Super Bowls. People don't win Super Bowls. People cry. People fight dogs. There's people fighting dogs. There's people beating other people up at strip clubs. I'm looking at you, Vince Young. Anything could happen. That's the NFL. That's greatness. But I'm going to say some things you might not like. Especially you Jets fans out there. So be ready for it. Mang.